you gave her a 6-year contract.
Right.
Now, when that contract expired, instead of using KMC personnel to do a debt recovery, she set up a company of her own. You gave her a contract again for her to go and recover KMC's debts. It's like kind of nepotism that they're accusing you of.
So there's 1,400 staff in KMC. I don't have one relative in KMC except Auntie. Out of 1,400 staff. During our time, we have hired about 400 staff because when we came, the staff was about 1,000. But the Mbalit project, the expansion of the municipal police, etc., we have hired about 400 staff. There's no single relative of mine who has been hired in the council. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, Auntie has been working in KMC since 1988 to 2017. When I was 2 years old, that's when she was working in council. In 2017, when her initial contract was given, this is her retirement, 2017. So her initial contract, because as per law, you can have a contract of 6 years after your retirement.
Okay.
So her first initial 2-year contract was issued under Yankuba Koli in 2017.
Was Yankuba Koli?
2017 December.
Okay.
Was issued during that time, 2017 December. Her subsequent renewals were done by the establishment committee. So one thing I want everybody to know, because of the 2002 Local Government Act, the mayor cannot give contracts. And I'm not a member of the contracts committee.
But you can influence decisions?
I cannot influence decisions. Because every contract, after it's decided by the contract committee, must come as a recommendation to a general council. Where 25 councillors are seated, 19 will vote. How can I influence that decision? And when they vote, they are registered as voting. It's an open deliberation.
But Mayor,
right.
If it's an open voting, obviously it's anti-mayor. You know, I don't want to be seen to be not giving mayors a contract.
That's your personal sentiment. And this is where your professionalism as a councillor should come in.
But would it not be right to also looking at your position to say, Suma Auntie Fogulonenga because this will look like I'm influencing decisions?
No,
you don't think so?
No. There's no law that says you cannot work in the same institution as your relative. And somebody I found there, who am I to say she cannot work there? She has more right to say, don't run for mayor because I am working here. Somebody who's been working in KMC, serving the KMC since 1988.
1988.
Right? If the institution, because the recommendation must come from the Director of Finance, who is the department head where that rates is under. He must say, I need this person to continue because of A, B, C, D, and E. It must then go to the contracts committee. The contracts committee has 2 councillors who are seated. The Director of Finance is seated. The Director of Planning is seated. The CEO is the chairperson, and 2 external experts. They have to decide as a committee that we adopt this recommendation and we will forward it to the council. KMC is I dare say, is the only council that operates this way, where it is complete process. So you have to then come from the contracts committee, bring it to the general body in the form of a recommendation. You will stand in front of the council and say, this is the reason I want to do this, and then a debate will erupt. And these debates are never easy. People are for, people are against. And I say, Clark, tally the vote. Those who are in favor stand, rise, and they stand. We count them basic. Those who are against are rise. And if the vote is the majority, then that's when we pass a resolution. It's a foolproof system. Right? So after her contract expires completely, she has retired. I am again not on the contracts committee. If the revenue committee brings a recommendation that they have a $300 million debt that is not being collected for 6 years, $300 million. The internal capacity we have cannot possibly collect those debts. They feel that these debts, because rates, after a certain period, if not collected, it becomes sort of bad debt legally. You cannot force the taxpayer to pay. So they said, we want to outsource debt collection. That decision is not done by the mayor. It's done by a revenue committee. A revenue committee then passes the recommendation to a contracts committee. That's how it operates. So who they contract, I am not aware, because that is their job. But now that I'm hearing that she's an employee of a contractor, So how can you put that on mayor? If a contractor sees that, oh, this person is so experienced in this department since 1988, and now they're retired, why wouldn't I?
Also, so the company that they're saying KMC gave a contract is not her own company?
It is not her company, as far as I know.
Oh, she works for that?
She works for that person.
Okay.
As far as I know. All right? So basically, that person hired her because of the experience. So what is that KMC's problem? And this is even sometimes so interesting because this is outside the mandate of the commission. Because this was done this year. There has even not been any activity because they are not even started yet. And the commission's mandate ends in January 2023.
Yeah.
So why are they coming all the way here?
To look at stuff like this.
Why?